Well, this was fun. We had a fantastic time at the chocolate farm, even though it was raining a bit, but it kind of added to the atmosphere, being in a tropical rainforest while it's raining. Bohemia did us proud. We had 10 people on board and all went well. Until this morning, when someone, a captain, had a sore throat and started to feel a bit squeakish. And look at that! He's got COVID. Luckily, all of the 10 people, our guests who were here, they all had COVID about 3 weeks ago. So we were not the super spreader party, honestly. I think we just picked it up somewhere in town. I'm fine. I'm the strong individual here, you see. So I have made an executive decision as the new acting captain and the chief medical on board that we are going back to the marina. I think it's for the best rather than staying here at anchor just in case, you know, we need something. So it is my job today to get the vessel and the poorly captain back to the marina. Wish me luck. I'm gonna be following the charts exactly as we came in because there's quite a lot of shallows and a lot of narrow channels, so hopefully everything will go very smoothly. God help me with the docking though. I'll see how the captain feels. If he's okay, I'll get him to do the docking.
That's right. The captain's lost his voice today, so can't be barking orders at the first mate, but he's got this, don't worry. We'll be back home in no time.
He doesn't really have a COVID. It was too much karaoke last night, that's what it was. Okay, wish me luck. The co-captain is taking captain home. I have prepared absolutely everything. The fenders are ready, the docking lines are ready. So really, the only job I have is to get this boat back to the marina. I really think it's for the best that actually we are going today rather than staying here in the middle of nowhere. Just in case we need anything from the stores or, you know, in the marina we can put the small air conditioning on if Tom is feeling a bit feverish and so on. It's for the best. The captain decided. First narrow pass is coming up. It looks pretty narrow. It's quite funny when you are not driving the boat, you don't notice these things too much. The captain does it all, but you know, when the roles are reversed, it's quite nerve-wracking. Nearly home. Only another 1 mile and we are in the marina. It's a hard work to be the captain, continuously being behind the wheel. No fun. Although I quite enjoyed today's role play of a captain and a doctor on board. Should do role play more often. Must be the beard, you see. Change of image. I can pass as a captain now and a doctor.
Well, here we are, safely back in the marina. The first mate's done us proud today. I knew the captain could depend on him when it mattered. And now, back to bed for the captain.
Well, here we are, 5 days later. It turned out that I'm not immune. I got COVID as well. So we've been pretty knocked down for the last 5 days. Today's the first day that we kind of feel like human again, but that means that we are now so behind with shutting down the boat. So it's all hands on deck, and we are basically doing all the procedures, closing down the boat and preparing Bohemia for storage. Living the dream in paradise. That's not from a karaoke, by the way. That's from Omicron.
Yeah, we've had a diet of Netflix and COVID for the last 5 days on Bohemia. But now, as you can tell, we're full of energy and raring to go. We've got a bit of lost time to make up for, and as you can see, we've exploded into project mode here. Today's project is pickling the water maker, one of my favourites. That involves, unfortunately, me having to get everything out of the lazarette, jump in there myself, and empty everything out of the back cabin, just because of where I managed to install the thing. So it just involves me mixing up a couple of gallons of chemicals in a bucket and running it through the water maker for 10 minutes to preserve the membrane and stop anything from going nasty while we're away. Much the same way that Bohemia's crew like to pickle their livers every evening just to make sure we're bright and fresh for the day ahead. Would you believe this is only the second time that we've ever pickled this water maker after owning it for about 4 years now. It shows how often we leave little Bohemia on her own. I'm following the manual to the letter to make sure I don't mess anything up for when we get back. It'll be just our luck. Trying to get a new membrane or a new part down here in Bocas del Toro will be a bit challenging. Got my glamorous assistant over there ready. He's going to be flicking the switches. So we're off to the races. That's job number 1 done. On to the next one. And hopefully no outbreaks in between this time.
Sunshine! Finally we have some sunshine. It's finished raining. It's been raining for about 2 days now. So we really need to use this opportunity and take the jib down. So it's stored in dry area for the 3 months while we are away. We really don't want the jib to end up like our neighbors right here, getting all green and moldy. So that was actually a good reminder for us what we need to do. Otherwise I think we would have forgotten. Once we take the jib down, we're gonna cover the entire boat in tarp. It's gonna look super sexy. The pride of the marina, you watch.
Yeah, that's our anti-theft device. People are going to take one look at the Bohemia covered in this big ugly blue tarp and just carry on walking down the dock. It's going to work like a charm.
This boat is going to look like a homeless tent. See the dedication, still had no voice, still recovering from COVID, and he's already putting me to work. No sick pay, no benefits, nothing.
Turns out it takes more than COVID to shut him up. I'm out of ideas.
My voice is back. Let me tell you what happened. There's not much wind today, so getting the Genoa down should be easy peasy, but you never know. Knowing our luck, there's gonna be a gust of 50 knots in a minute now.
Well, so far so good. We didn't sail off anywhere, which is what the captain always worries about in these manoeuvres. We stayed firmly attached to our dock lines. It's always nicer that way.
Oh, she's gonna look so pretty. The envy of the whole marina. I will guarantee that.
First job is washing and folding our modest tender down here. It's been quite a while since we last had her rolled up and stowed away in the lazarette, so she's going to need a bit of scrubbing. It's the first mate's job really, but the captain's feeling charitable today. Gonna help.
Yeah, I complained. I was doing all the scrubbing on the boat and, you know, it's not fair, is it? I got rights. I can't believe that after 4 years we still have the dinghy. I think when we bought it originally we were like, oh, it will do for a year or two, and then 4 years later, still going strong. Still being laughed at by everyone in the marina.
That's right. The joke continues. But at least she rolls up really small and we can fit her in the lazarette. can't say that for the first mate. You just can't beat the sound of the first mate scrubbing in the morning. Music to the captain's ears.
You wait. I'm already thinking about revenge.
I should probably have turned off the hose before I made that comment. Just one more tarp to go and the Bohemia circus tent will be ready. Tonight the first mate's going to be performing under the big top.
It's a sold out show, let me tell you. We had people lining up. When is Pedro on, they ask? Tonight. Tonight is the night. One night only.
Yeah, he's really polished his act. It's a good job it's undercover, that's all I can say.
The things I have to do to keep my audience keen, you wouldn't believe. I'm vacuum packing everything so that we don't catch any mold. The first mate is sucking up again. It's very good at that. So the plan is exactly the same as last year. I am basically vacuum packing any material. Cushions, clothing, blankets, sheets, towels, even these curtains. It worked really well last year. We had no mold whatsoever. So I'm praying to all gods that it's gonna work this time as well.
So when we leave the boat this time, being deep in the tropics as we are, humidity control is the name of the game. We've got this little compact dehumidifier, a window unit that we've modified to put in the companionway, and that should stop any nasty moldy surprises from waiting for us when we get back. We're going to crank the temperature dial right up so it's not going to use a huge amount of energy. Ideally, I think we would have got a proper dehumidifier, but they're just impossible to get hold of out here. And this does a pretty good job of keeping a lid on the humidity while we're in. We've been testing it for the past few weeks while we've been here at the slip, and it's doing great. So we just need to make sure it stays powered on. What I'm doing right now is putting a separate circuit in so this isn't connected to our inverter charger. So if something bad happens and someone trips over the shore power cable, then it's not going to end up draining our lovely Battleborn batteries and running off the inverter. So separate circuit, which will just turn off when the shore power turns off. So yeah, it should be straightforward. I'm budgeting for a half-hour job, so cut to me a day later, flight's delayed, all the wires out, internals everywhere. But yeah, here's hoping. Should be a smooth one.
I absolutely hate departure days, literally. It's a mayhem here. So I'm cleaning absolutely everywhere, doing the usual bleach and vinegar wash of all the surfaces, trying to vacuum pack everything and make the boat mold proof. And what's the captain doing? He wants to take the EPIRB with us on a flight. And he's not sure whether the airline allows it.
Yeah, it's good to be prepared for these things just in case the plane goes down in some deserted island in the Caribbean, so you can't be too safe. No, it's time for these things to get serviced, and we're going to do that in the UK because it's easy and they were actually made in the UK. But in order to do that, of course, we have to transport them there and back. So it might look a little bit suspicious when these things show up on a baggage x-ray. I just want to make sure. I'm going to call the airline before we set off, make sure that these are allowed. I can't find anything helpful on the internet about it. So yeah, that's today's task. Love these last minute preparations, huh?
That's right, leave it to the last minute, huh? He had 4 months to deal with this, but no, we're doing it at the 11th hour.
There always has to be something left for the 11th hour. I've been doing other things. Okay, well, cut to 2 hours later and 2 frustrating phone calls with United. No one really seems to know about these things. The first question that they asked me when I said I had some special items to take on board with me was, is it a gun? Is it a weapon? I think actually if it was, that would have been a hell of a lot simpler, because life safety devices, not many people want to travel with those, it turns out, and no one knows what to do with them. but I think they're going to be fine. They put a note on the reservation, so fingers crossed, no trouble at the airport. We've been instructed to put them in the hand luggage, so let's see how it goes. If the plane goes down, we're very well prepared. They're all going to be coming to us.
And it's all done. Magic. Literally, we've just finished. It's been a 2-day heavy preparations, but I'm so pleased it's all done and dusted. The AC is set for 26 degrees. We've got 2 more dehumidifiers in the head, and Captain Clever here even installed some secret cameras. So one is here. She's going to be looking directly at the AC, so hopefully we can see that from London that it's on and it's working. And then we've got one in a bilge as well, just to see whether there's any water in a bilge or not. And the last one is on the temperature and humidity gauge, so we can be checking up on Bohemia whether the humidity is well below 60%.
Yeah, we've used this system once before when we left the boat in San Francisco. What's great about it is it uses old mobile phones, which I just happen to have a ton of lying around. And it's an app that you can download and make them into a CCTV camera. You can do so much cool stuff with it as well, like remotely activate the flashlight so you can see in the dark or light up the dark bilge, and even have an intercom, so if someone's breaking into your boat you can tell them where the booze is stored, so they don't need to tear the whole thing out. Should be good. We've done a lot of preparation, made a long list. I'm always a bit nervous at this stage though. It's the first time in a long time that we've left the boat, and particularly in the water in a slip. So let's just say there are a few more things that could go wrong, hence the camera looking at the bilge. But all the through holes are closed, everything has been flushed out. So I think we're about as prepared as we can be. We just need to say goodbye to the old girl now and hope she doesn't miss us too much while we're gone. There we go, bone dry for now anyway. We're really pinching now.
Well, one of us is pitching, not me.
Special thanks in this episode go to our latest patrons for keeping Bohemia's crew sailing 3 sheets to the wind.
Thank you to Lainey and Mark from Seattle and Jack and John from LA. We have 2 boats sailing hot on the heels of Bohemia underway to Mexico. And thank you to Petter. Sorry Petter, we don't know where you're from, but thank you so much, and here's to you all.
Champagne for everyone.
If you've been enjoying our episodes and want to keep the captain bitching and the first mate doing what he does best, then follow the link on screen to find out more.